Undisputed at 154 dominance. Let me ask you, fellas, what do you think about that? Terence Crawford wants to set his sights on undisputed dominance at 154.
I don't have a problem with that. He wants to be undisputed in another weight class. That means he has to take all the belts.
Keep going. Okay.
That means you got to fight Tim Tszyu. But if Tim Tszyu gets the belt back, you got to fight him. You got to fight Fedor. This is like the first step. But eventually, he's going to have to fight the other champions at 154 in order to get undisputed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's well put. Anybody else want to chime in on Terence Crawford's setting this lofty goal of being undisputed at 154 and being dominant?
I think it's very achievable. He takes the WBA, and also he has the WBO interim on the line. So, which I don't know exactly how that works, but he's apparently the WBO are going to mandate Pandora to fight him. If Pandora doesn't do it, he gets that belt. The IBF, their champion, I can't remember. I think I saw him fighting on a DAZN card. So I think they can make that fight. So boom, right there you got 3 belts. You let PBC do whatever they want. They want to play that game with Pandora and Spence or whatever. So let them go do that, and you can wait on that belt for whoever shakes out, whether it's Tim Tszyu or Pandora or Spence. But yeah, I think that's very attainable for Bud Crawford.
Oh,
very attainable.
Yeah, I love the hot pursuit of dominance. Okay, very well put, fellas. What about you, Ty or Legend? What do you think about this?
I think if he wants to achieve that, then he can. I mean, he did his thing at 140. He did his thing at 147. So now he wants to do this at 154. But I will say this: at his age, and if he wants to be dominant in this weight division, he needs to fight more active. He can't do that once a year thing. He can't do it once a year. He's going to have to take maybe 2 fights a year or something, 3 fights a year. He can't do this once a year thing and try to, accomplish all these things. So that's just my take.
Bravo, Terence Bud Crawford. The brother finally decides to get a pair. Now, the only problem with this is this goes to my argument about what about when they asked you had an interview when it was time to fight Errol Spence initially. You specifically said, why do I need to do, they said, I've done it before. I've been undisputed before. That doesn't mean anything to me. Why would you say that then, sir, when it was at that time you were supposed to fight Errol Spence, not too long after Errol Spence had just whooped on Ugas? You were saying that didn't make any difference to you.
But he fought it right after Ugas. Like, literally after Ugas.
17 months later after Ugas. Not initially when they asked him, he kept putting it off. So now all of a sudden you want 154 diamonds. You're seeking it out now. But when it was asking you to fight Errol Spence at 147, who had all 3 belts, you didn't have to fight this person right here and then wait for these other 2 guys to fight. And then you didn't have to wait. All you had to do was go through him. At that time when they asked, he said that he didn't care about being an undisputed champion again. He needs to worry about that because I've experienced all that already. That's what I'm saying. This dude is...
Bro, but you know what that is, Millie. He was just talking. And he was just trying to posture because you know what that... Because you know the Spence fans and the media were talking.
At the end of the day...
Number 1 pound for pound fighter ever. And we make it... So what's going to happen with Ryan Garcia? People will start making excuses for him later on. Okay, well, as time moves on...
Garcia's never won a belt in his career.
Yeah. I don't see the comparison with that.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Terence Crawford, like, I don't care about, any of that stuff. Whoever you put him in the ring with, he's going to beat him to death, like I said. Yeah, that's point blank and period of it. So, yeah.
So the same thing with Ryan Garcia. It didn't matter that he had steroids. He went in there and he beat Devin Haney.
No, that's not all the same. That's not all the same. He beat him to death with steroids. Terence Crawford beat you to death with hands and IQ.
Crawford would have beat Spence any day of the week at any time.
He would have beat Spence any time.
But and snack. He got snack. He don't do drugs, but he got snack.
You misinterpreting what it is I'm saying. His thing was he extended the thing as long as he possibly could when the man end up having his little tune-up fight with Avanesian. So he got that fight in. And then Errol Spence is still waiting around on this dude. He's still stalling. And then finally, when Errol Spence is not taking a Keith Thurman fight, oh, you're not going to take a fight? Now we can go ahead and fight when I'm a little bit more busy. You haven't been fighting. That sort of thing is what I'm saying. If he was a true number one pound for pound, this is what I'm saying, sir. If he was a true number one pound for pound fighter like they was back in the day, he would have took that smoke with Errol Spence right out the gate. This dude can't mess with me anytime, any time he want to fight me, he can't mess with me. But no, what he did, he chose to wait till the dude was on a 17-month layoff. That's when I want to go ahead and get busy with you.
I mean, first off, Leonard waited out Thomas Hearns for almost a year and a half, and people were on his behind. Go ahead. I'll let you comment on that. Go ahead.
Sir, did the man fighting back in 1980, 81, September 16th of that year? Did they fight back then?
Yes. Let me ask you a question. Did Earl Spence and Terence Crawford fight? Yes, and he beat him up. But at this point, what's the point of even bringing up some of that build-up?
Was Tommy Hearns on a 17-month layoff when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard, sir?
No, but how long was Earl Spence on a layoff before he fought Ugas? And even after that, if they got the fight done in December, when do you think Terence Crawford and Bud would, or when do you think Bud and Earl would have fought?
We convoluting everything. What I'm saying in reference to this situation right here. Now he's actively seeking out. I want to be dominant on 154. I want all of the belts. When they asked him, I'm going to tell you who was disappointed. Andre Ward was disappointed in hearing him say that he didn't care about being undisputed at 147. He's like, you got that dude out there. You don't really care about fighting him? He was like, no, I've already done it already. Why would you say that?
Because I think where he was, he didn't think he was going to get the Errol Spence fight. He was tired of the narratives. He was tired of talking about it. So he just said, man, I'm done with it. I mean, because Earl himself said, I'm going to fight the dudes over here on my side of the street. I'm going to get all the belts. Then I'm going to come to you. And that was taking a very long time. So I think Bud was just exhausted with it.
This is what I'm saying.
That's my opinion.
My opinion is this is the worst. What number one pound for pound fighter. This goes into, it's like even when I listen to certain music and these dudes are so soft. It's like when they like this. So I'm gonna leave it. But thank you for your thoughts, on that particular topic. Last but not least, Edgar Berliner.
Y'all subscribe to the Last Ones at the Bar Boxing channel, man. We got some boxing fans out there.
Last Ones at the Bar exclusively talks about the sport of boxing